Good morning. Welcome back to Daybreak. This is John Mark Freeman, president of the Greater Coosa Valley Chamber of Commerce, and I'm happy to have you guys back this morning and happy to be back. We kind of took a 2-month hiatus, so it is nice to see, well, I hope I'm a beautiful face, but it's nice to see your beautiful face this morning. Just want to thank you for being a part of Daybreak, and also want to thank you for our members of the Greater Coosa Valley Chamber of Commerce. What we do on this monthly meeting that I have with you guys is we kind of talk about the events that are happening in Childersburg and the Greater Coosa Valley area, and then I get to interview a special member for that month and kind of highlight their business and kind of find out a little bit more about them and the business that they run. So let's talk about a few events that are happening in the Greater Coosa Valley area and through the chamber. So on November the 14th, we are going to be having our monthly chamber coffee. It is going to be at 8:30 a.m. and it is going to be at the Earl A. Rainwater Memorial Library. We do this every single month. It's a great event that the chamber puts on through our businesses and allows them to kind of be spotlighted, and we have different members in the area, different people, community members who come and be a part of that. And it's a great time just to kind of network, grow your connections, and kind of get to see, you know, maybe you've heard about so-and-so and you actually get to put a face to a name. So that is a great event we are very excited about. And we have Pam's Hair Heaven opened up a new location in Childersburg, in downtown Childersburg. They are going to be having a Christmas open house, and it's kind of like a celebrating the reopening of Pam's Hair Heaven. It is going to be on November the 11th, which is a Saturday morning, and they are going to be running that from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. So go ahead and stop by. I don't know if she's going to be cutting hair that day, so maybe don't get it that day. Maybe stop by a little before, a little after to go get you a haircut. We do have the Childersburg Community Yard Sale that is going to be on November the 18th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. and that is going to be something done through the Childersburg Parks and Recreation. So they have a website you can go to. It's childersburgrecdesk.com, or you can go by the Childersburg Parks and Recreation to go sign up for the community yard sale. One event that we do every single year that Childersburg does, and that is a huge hit, and so thankful for Trish Wesson and her team of ladies who makes it happen, is our Childersburg Christmas tree lighting. It is going to be on November the 28th, and it's going to start at 6 p.m., and it'll start at the Rainwater House, so make sure you're a part of that. So many people make it happen, and it is such a beautiful thing. Driving down through Childersburg during the holiday season is one of my favorite things to do. It's my favorite time to be in Childersburg. It is so beautiful at night. One thing that the chamber does every single year around this time is we do a shop local campaign, and this is something that the chamber does to kind of get its members and its community to be a part of shopping local, especially around this fourth quarter. It is so important that our members get supported, and it is so important that we keep our money local. So what we do is during the month of November, if you buy anything locally within the Greater Coosa Valley area, within Sylacauga and Childersburg and surrounding areas, you just bring your receipt by proving that you made a purchase locally. You put your name and a number on the back of your receipt, and during our December chamber coffee, we're going to pull 10 receipts at random, and we are going to be giving $100 to 10 random people, just a way to give back to the community for shopping local. And of course, you can only win one time. If we pull, you can put as many receipts in as you want, but we're only going to pull your name one time. We're not going to let one person win $1,000. And if you did win last year, we will not let you win again. We don't want to double dip on those people. But it's just something that we like to do to give back to our community, to support our local business, and to keep this money local. That's something we are very excited about, and that again is our Shop Local campaign. And the very last thing is our Childersburg Christmas Parade. That is going to be on December the 14th. It'll start at 6 p.m. We have historically, Childersburg has done the Christmas parade on the third Thursday. We are doing it this time on the second Thursday just for scheduling reasons and to help the schools along, because they will be out of school third Thursday. So we just know from now on, the second Thursday, we will have our Christmas parade. And actually, registration for the Christmas parade starts today, November 1. All through the month of November, if you or your business or your organization wants to be in the Childersburg Christmas parade that is going to be on December the 14th, you need to come by the chamber office, get in touch with me, message us on Facebook, or whatever you can do. You need to get in touch with me, and we'll get you signed up and get you started rolling so that you can be in the Childersburg Christmas parade. We have a new route because last year we grew so much that we had to change our route because the front met the back, so it's something we're very excited about and so excited that the community has decided to support us. That is all the great things happening in the Greater Coosa Valley Chamber of Commerce and through our members, and so we get to move on. Speaking of our members, we have the amazing Missy Turner this morning with us, and we are talking a little bit about mutt cuts. So, Miss Missy, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, first of all, I want to get in on that Christmas parade like
Yes,
I
ma'am.
do every year.
We will get you in there, absolutely.
Definitely do. My name is Missy Turner, and I have been in Sylacauga since 2002.
Okay.
And I opened Mutt Cuts, and I never looked back.
It's actually funny. This morning we were talking about how I got a little puppy, and he's 3.5 months old now. And I was just talking to Missy about how I needed to get him over there and get him groomed once he gets old enough. And so that'll be exciting. At least you have another regular client, which will be little Atlas, cute little, I guess, mutt. But he's cute as he can be, and I just absolutely love him. So when did you open Mutt Cuts, Missy?
I opened Mutt Cuts in April of 2004.
Okay.
And usually it takes a business a little bit to get picked up. Well, within 2 months, I was so busy. I was just so busy.
So why did you open Mutt Cuts?
Well, as a young adult, when I first started in the workforce, I was doing this, I was doing that, and I was just kind of moving all around and everything. And I couldn't really find my niche, what I wanted to do. Well, a friend of mine needed help in her dog grooming business, and she asked if I would come over on weekends. I went over on weekends, and Mutt Cuts was born years later. I've been doing this 30 years now.
Okay, awesome. Tell us a little bit about Mutt Cuts, who it is, or who they are, and kind of the vision and kind of what they want to do.
Well, I want to continue serving the community because I love my customers. I get to see different dogs every day, and Mutt Cuts is just a small business with a big footprint.
Absolutely.
I've got a big footprint. So I'm busy as I want to be.
So speaking of a small business, how many employees does Mutt Cuts?
Well, like I say, it's a very small business. I have one employee, and I think things are gonna grow from there.
Okay.
So
large footprint. So how big is that footprint?
Well, I've groomed dogs I have people coming to me from Birmingham.
That's awesome.
Alex City, Jacksonville, just all over Montgomery. I have people coming from all over the place.
Well, that's awesome. Here in Sylacauga, you have people coming from all around just to come see Miss Missy Turner over at Mutt Cuts. What are some events, or do you guys have any events that the chamber members or just Greater Coosa Valley residents need to know about?
Well, most all of my customers know because I'm very verbal about it, but I like to help out with the shelter, and I'm very big in Feral Dogs of Avondale Mill, and I sell the vouchers full-time at my shop, and I just want to continue to see people adopting animals from the shelter and getting them spayed and neutered, you know, and the Sylacauga, I don't know about Childersburg, but Sylacauga has a big problem with stray animals, and some people just don't take care of them.
Yeah.
So I want to see everybody take care of them and get these animals off the streets and keep them from starving and getting hit by cars, and we just need to take better care.
Absolutely.
That's
Those
my goal.
dogs are such a precious thing. You know, I just can't imagine having one and not loving them and taking care of them, because that's what they do. They just love anybody. Most dogs.
Unconditionally.
Unconditionally. They just love and care about you. So I couldn't imagine not loving and caring for them the same way. So we're at the tail end of 2023. We have 2024 on the horizon. What are some goals that you hope to see from Mutt Cuts in 2024?
Well, I would like to grow even bigger.
Okay.
I'm still selling the vouchers. That's what I want to see, is more sales, and I want to see more people get their animals fixed. That's really basically it.
Okay, absolutely. And that's such a great goal to have. And how can just the regular residents, you know, help you reach that goal?
Well, we have a warehouse next door in my husband's building, and we take donations for the shelter. We take donations for feral dogs, and we keep them over there. So if anybody has donations, newspapers, dog food, cat food, things like that, you're welcome to bring them by, and we store them over there for when the shelter or other people need them. I do want to see more people get their animals fixed. I can't stress that enough because that's part of the big problem. Mm-hmm. But that's basically it. I want everybody involved in it.
Absolutely. It takes an army to get something like that done, and a lot of people back behind and supporting it. One thing we do like to talk about when I interview these people is one thing I love so much is success stories. You know, that's something that we love to talk about them, and you know, sometimes running a business can be so tough and it can have hard days. So sometimes those success stories are what keeps us going. Mm-hmm. So tell us, Miss Missy, what is the best or the thing that radiates in your mind of the best success story that you have had at Mutt Cut?
Well,
so
I've
far?
actually got two I'm going to tell you about. I'm going to be quick on one and I'm going to be a little lengthy on the other.
That's fine.
A few years ago, a friend of mine called me. There was a hoarding case in Clanton, and me and her daughter went down to Clanton and rescued 5 full-grown standard poodles. Mm-hmm. And it was a bad situation. The lady had about 40 different dogs at her place, and these dogs were matted and caked up, and I mean, it was just absolutely horrible. I don't see how they could move. So we got them back to my shop probably about 11 o'clock that day, and me and about 4 or 5 other women sat on the floor and shaved these babies out mm-hmm. of their blankets of hair. And I mean, some of them were still wet, you know, the fur just. So anyway, I've got all those rescued and fixed and everything. So that's one success story. The other one is I had this little Yorkie poo, and he probably weighed about 5 or 6 pounds. Well, the more often they come to me, I seem to get to feel them and everything, and I know their little bodies. And I told his mama that he had a little knot mm-hmm. on his stomach. Well, she did the right thing and took him to the vet, and it ended up being a 3-pound tumor.
Wow. And
we saved his life.
That's awesome.
And that is just the best feeling when you can save something like that.
Yeah, that's awesome, and kudos to you for doing your job so well and knowing, you know, the animals and kind of what if something is wrong and being able to then let the owner know, and then kudos to the owner for doing their job.
For doing their job.
And taking them to the vet and getting it checked out. So that's awesome. So Miss Missy, any final things you want to let me know or let everybody else know?
Well, I know I'm pretty busy and everything. You know, usually I can't just stop and talk while I'm working and everything, but I'd love it if people just wanted to come by and meet me.
Absolutely. So just come on by to see Miss Missy Turner. And again, this is John Mark Freeman of the Greater Coosa Valley Chamber of Commerce, and I had the pleasure of interviewing Miss Missy Turner with Mutt Cuts. If you have a dog and it needs to get groomed, well, every dog needs to get groomed, so just go on by, go see Miss Missy Turner. Thank you for tuning in this morning. We do appreciate your support, and I do appreciate your support. And stay tuned for some more Daybreak later on.